Welcome on in, everybody, to this week's episode of No Shave November. This is episode 4, and we've talked a lot of great things about starting off your beard, maintaining your beard, and where to go along your journey. So if you are new here, I appreciate you stopping in. We got a whole bunch of good info for you. If you are a loyal subscriber, a binge watcher of the channel, thank you for coming back and checking this out. I am Tyson, and if you couldn't tell by my horrible juggling experience, today we are going to talk about beard combs and brushes, why you need them, and I'm going to show you some good ones for you. So sit back, relax, enjoy this week 4 of No Shave November, and hopefully this helps somebody out. Alright, so we've talked about letting your beard grow. We've talked about beard oil. We've talked about balms and butters. I want to get into talking about how do we comb, how do we brush, the different types of tools that we have for our beard. Now, the reason you want to comb your beard, obviously, is the same reason you want to comb your hair. You want it to get those snarls out. You want to untangle any hair that might be tangled up on your beard. You also can use it as a finishing technique. So after you have your oil and your balm up in your beard, you can grab a brush, like a boar's hair bristle brush, kind of get some of those flyaways down and shape it up a little bit with your brushes. So I want to talk to you guys about some combs, different styles, and I'll go ahead and link them below too. So if this is your first time here, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let us know that's your first time and we'll point you in the right direction of a comb for your beard. First and foremost, any black plastic comb that you might have laying around most likely needs to go in the trash. So a lot of those combs that you buy for real cheap at Walmart, Target, even on Amazon for pretty cheap, that come in kits, or you just buy them for 99 cents or $1, $1.50 or something like that. A lot of times those are so cheap because they're mass produced in a stamp. And when that stamp goes together, crimps the plastic, and then pulls apart, it leaves jagged edges on the comb, and as you're brushing your beard with your comb, those jagged edges are going to get caught in your hair, could pull them out, it will damage them, and it could cause split ends or breakage in your beard. So how do you overcome that? You overcome that with a comb like this. Now this particular one is handmade and it's saw cut. So when you go through the teeth here, there are as smooth as possibly could be. There's no jagged edges, nothing like that. When you put it in your beard, it just glides right through. It doesn't pull, anything like that. And this particular one happens to be a Kent comb. Now there's a lot of different ones that are pretty good. Kent has owned the comb market for a while, but there's a lot of really decent ones coming up and about, and I want to show you a couple of them here today. So you have Kent combs, which are like this, again, saw cut, so you don't have any jagged edges, nothing like that. They glide right through your beard. It's got a good weight on it. So if you've never experienced a comb like this, with the first time you use this, you're going to be like, holy cow, this feels good, and it feels so smooth through my beard. There was also a company called Dapper Fox, and they are a lot like Kent comb. Again, saw cut combs, you don't feel any of that jagged edges or anything like that. I like this comb particularly, not quite as heavy as Kent combs, but sometimes that comes in handy. I can throw this in my travel bag. There are a ton of different size combs, a ton of different size, and then you can kind of get into the Chicago Comb Company. And this is like carbon fiber. It's super light. You can't even tell you're holding it. It's just here. But again, this slides right through your beard. You get no snags, no rough edges, nothing like that. It slides right through your beard. My only downfall with this is it's a little light. I kind of like a little heft in my comb when I'm combing my beard. One that I extremely recommend would be an ox horn comb. So an ox horn comb looks like this, and it's made out of the ox horn. A lot of times they'll have a wooden handle on it that you can hold here and to go through your beard. Again, no jagged edges on this. It just glides right through. These are big. They're good for styling. They're good for right out of the shower to get all the snarls or anything like that out of your beard as well. And then there's also the classic wooden comb. Now, a lot of times people use wooden comb because no static, so that's something that you want to keep in mind. You don't want a bunch of static brushing through your beard, so a lot of people go with wooden combs like this. Again, no jagged edges or anything like that. They're cut nice and precise, and then they provide zero static. this was kind of what a lot of beardsmen went to at the beginning. I think more and more are getting out of this as we go along. And then you have a bunch of different brushes, but my favorite brush would be something like this. Something where you have your tines in here to get your hair and untangle it. It's a detangler brush, but also has, as you can see here, the boar bristles in there. So you're kind of untangling and finishing all at the same thing. This is going to be my go-to beard brush, and I'll link all these down below. So generally what I do is I'll go with an oxhorn comb right out of the shower, and then when after I put my beard balm in and I'm blow drying or anything like that, I'll go through with like a detangler brush or a boar bristle brush just to kind of get the style that I prefer. Now just experiment with some. I have tons of brushes and combs. I've gone through tons of brushes and combs. And as far as brushes, I mean, there's all different types. There's heavy bristle that's really hard and gonna put your beard in place. There's really soft ones that are more like finishing, and then there's detangler types like this. So brushes you can kind of experiment with. The combs are where it's really at, that you want to make sure you get something that's static free and doesn't have the jaggy edges. So you want to go for something saw cut that is static free. And the more that time goes on, the less I really use a boar bristle brush. I think as my beard gets longer, I don't necessarily use it as much. One of the best tools that you have is on you at all times, and that's your hands. You don't want to over brush, over comb your beard. I recommend styling it in the morning and then letting it go. Every time you run that comb through, you're causing damage to your beard. And your balm or your butter, you should have something in it that's going to hold it in place pretty well. If you get a lot of those flyaways, you could try something like a beard wax or bring a boar's bristle brush with you and just kind of help tuck them down again. But there's tips and tricks to help maintain your flyaways. And if you're interested in something like that, you can go ahead and comment below and I'll link you to a video on that. But that's for another video, another day. But if you're in need right now, just shoot me a message or leave a comment below and we'll get to you. So let me know what you guys think about all these brushes. I have a whole bunch here and they all serve a different purpose. I've tried some out, I've experimented, and I could give you guys some good advice on which ones might work for your beard style. And I think they all kind of work differently for each beard hair type. So if you got a really curly beard compared to a straight beard, you might need a little bit different of a brush. And we, the community here, the faithful subscribers, the faithful clickers on this channel, leave a comment below and we can help you with your beard style. So thanks for joining us today on this 4th episode of No Shave November. I hope your journey is treating you well. And by the end of this series, I hope you decide with these tips and tricks that you want to keep growing your beard. So until I talk to you guys again soon, have a fantastic rest of your day, and God bless you all.